Hey guys, it is day 6 and my name is Kimberly. I am a real estate broker and investor rehabber. If this is your first time catching me on live, welcome, 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 welcome. We are glad to have you here. I'm gonna let you know just ahead of time, my mini-me might come busting in the door here. She's clingy tonight, so she might come in here. But tonight we are talking about how to avoid procrastination, overcoming it. It was a question that was posed yesterday, and I thought it went really good with our conversation on yesterday. Hey everybody coming in. Bishop, Albert, Abina, how are y'all doing? We wanted to go live. As you know, we're in our ramp up program. So we are doing 60 days of ramp up. That means we're preparing ourselves for our next season, pretty much 2019, which is literally right around the corner. So the first week is really just getting us mentally prepared, things that are tasks and skills that we want to prepare ourselves. So I made a quick list. These videos are supposed to be only about 10 minutes long, and I think I probably have 2 that are 10 minutes long because you know me, I like to give information, provide value to you. So ways to avoid procrastination. One, initially that you want to do is stop punishing yourself for procrastinating. Rephrase. Let me say this before I even go into this session. My sister is actually a therapist, so we were talking about this last night and today on different ways to avoid procrastinating and how you can do it. And she did some research for me. And so I've learned a lot just from doing this research just for this video. So saying that, the first step is stop punishing yourself for being a procrastinator mentally. Because when you punish yourself in your mind, you're actually demeaning yourself to yourself, not outward, but to yourself. So that's the first step. Then you want to arm yourself with tools. So one thing you want to do is get a stopwatch or a timer, or use the timer on your cell phones. There's a timer that's under the clock thing, so you can use that on your cell phones. That helps as well. Or you can get a tabletop timer. I have one. It's not here with me now, but I do have a tabletop timer that I use. It's really just for me to keep my day going. Then you want to break your daily task into 15-minute intervals. So if you remember yesterday and maybe 2 days before, we were talking about doing our list of things that we need to do on a daily basis. You want to break that list down into 15-minute intervals. Yes, I know that sounds weird, but it makes sense when you think about it. Because if you're a procrastinator, you're really procrastinating either because you don't want to face what it is you have to do, or you're avoiding it for some reason, which is pretty much the same thing. So you want to break them down into smaller pieces so it's not as overwhelming for you. The next step is to start your day with the hardest task on your list. So the one thing that successful people say they do is the night before is they make a list of the things that they need to do. I do the same thing. Make a list the night before, the things you need to do and accomplish the next day. On that next day, you're going to take the hardest task on that list and do it first. So whatever's the hardest thing on there, you want to do that first. That's when your energy is at its highest. You're more motivated. You're more apt to get it done. So you want to take those first things first and get those done. That's the easiest way to do it, and it allows you to stay on task. So it absolutely makes sense, excuse me, when you think about it like that. So you always want to make sure that you are, staying on task when it comes to this task that you need to accomplish. Then the next thing is your self-talk. So do mental checks with yourself. Make sure mentally you are doing mental checks. Again, it makes perfectly good sense. Doing mental checks with yourself to make sure you are staying on task. You're staying encouraged, motivated to move in the direction that you're looking to go. You don't want to make yourself seem overwhelmed just from your mental conversation. So we have a tendency, just as people, to talk ourselves out of stuff, talk ourselves out of our blessings, talk ourselves out of our tasks that we need to get accomplished. We just have a tendency to talk ourselves out of everything. So that's the next step, is to do self-talk. So you just want to do mental checks with yourself. Then the next thing is you want to aim for done over perfection. That one is like so huge. If you're like me, I will probably go for perfection over just getting done, which means I can come back at a later time and perfect it, but that's usually not what I do. So I'm more apt to be a perfectionist than to get it done. So another way to avoid procrastination is to aim for it getting done versus it being perfect. So I don't know, I think with kids and stuff like that, that's one big thing that we'll do with children. We want them to have stuff perfect instead of it getting done. We're like, no, make your bed. Okay, well, their bed is made, but it's not like you want it to be made, right? So it's not as good as you would like it to be. So if you're doing that report, let's just get the report done first versus making it perfect. And then we can go back and make it perfect how you probably want it to be, which is going to take a little more time. But to avoid procrastinating and not doing it at all, we're going to aim for complete and not perfection. So that one was a big aha moment for me, because that's me. That's Kimberly for sure. So I am just inviting some people right now. So make sure you share this, please, guys, on your page for me. I would highly appreciate it if you shared it. I'm going through inviting people. There's like tons to invite. So I am doing that now. And then our last step is to reward yourself, which is so much fun to reward yourself. I remember when I was losing weight the first go round, I like to kayak. So my reward was to treat myself to a kayaking trip. And if you know me, Dirty Dancing is my favorite movie of all times. So there is there's a lake where the movie was filmed in Lake Lure, which I don't live that far from it, and it's beautiful for kayaking. So I would use that and reward myself for the days and times that I was able to go and accomplish my goals or accomplish my task. So it was always a hoot for me just to be able to go out and do it. So those are our steps to avoiding procrastination. So again, I'll run through them quick. Stop punishing yourself for procrastinating. Get a stopwatch or a timer. You can use your cell phone. Break your daily task into 15-minute intervals. Start your day with the hardest task on the list. So essentially, you are working yourself backwards on your list. So you're starting with the hardest task on your list. You want to do self-talk. So do mental checks with yourself. Constantly check in with yourself. Make sure you're in a place where you're going to be able to complete this task. Aim for being done and not for being perfect. So aim for being done and not for being perfect. Then you want to reward yourself for completion. So rewarding yourself for completing the task, whatever way that is that you feel a need to reward yourself, then that's the route you want to go. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was election day. I hope everybody got out and was able to cast their votes. We are, 55 minutes past 7 o'clock now. So tally should start coming in soon. For those that don't know, I am a public official. And so today has been one of those days. For sure. So we are just wanting to make sure that everyone gets out and gets that vote in. We want them to be counted and included. We need you to be included. We need you to be included for sure. So LMNOP, Q. I'm just going through inviting people still. So this one I want everyone to be invited to, and I want everyone to share it. If you catch this live later, please, 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 please share it. I will be going live for the next 30 days at least, and I need you all to share it. We're wanting to make sure that no one is left behind in our world, pretty much here. Because this information is great, and it's not just for the real estate industry. It will help lots of others. So we want to make sure that everyone gets it and that everyone is able to benefit from it. So I don't have much more to talk about at all. Actually, I don't have anything else to talk about. We're at 12 minutes, and we want to stay under that. So I appreciate you all coming on. Please share, 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 share. I don't see any shares right now, but we know they'll be coming sooner or later, right? So I love you guys. As always, if there's anything that I can do to help you, don't hesitate to let me know. And I will talk to you all soon. All right, switches.